Isn't even on.
Oh.
It's like, make sure your stuff's off and on.
We wireless now, sir?
Mm-mm.
Steve.
Yeah.
That's all. Right, thanks, y'all.
He's worked with a couple PAs in his day.
Don't tell me that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at 7 o'clock on November 4th, 2025, I, Kate Zep, call this meeting to order. This time, can we please have the pledge of allegiance, please rise. Hold on, we'll stand for the.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Cannon, can you get a roll call, please?
Counselor Funderburk.
Here.
Counselor Duffloff.
Here.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Here.
Counselor Smith.
Excused.
Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Here.
Counselor McLean.
Here.
Mayor Syke.
Here. This time, are there any questions from council on the agenda as it currently stands? Okay, this time we're looking for a motion to approve the agenda as it currently stands.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion, we approve the agenda as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Duffloff. Your motion be a second motion, please.
I'll second it.
Thank you very much. Can we get a roll call, please, Ms. Campbell?
Counselor Funderburk.
Aye.
Counselor Duffloff.
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan.
Aye.
Counselor McLean.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on now to the city manager's report. Mr. Stockdale, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, just a quick announcement, made it last meeting as well, but just a reminder, this Saturday morning down at the marina is Fishing the Brave event. Boats leave the dock at 8 o'clock. We encourage folks to arrive around 7 a.m. There'll be some breakfast served, there'll be national anthem and an opportunity to meet veterans and say hello and thank you and that sort of thing. So they're anticipating over 150 veterans this year, and I think just so you know, I think they had over 50 captains available as well to take them out. So should be a great event. If you're able to attend, I encourage you to be there. Other than that, other quick announcement is we've been doing some alleyway cleanup on 7th and 8th Street as well as 3rd Street as part of some of our public safety response for some of the activities that were there earlier in the year. And so we're about 50% of the way done, completed with those now. We should have those wrapped up here in about the next 2 weeks. So just wanted to make a quick announcement on that. Other than that, that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Stockdale. This time we're going to public comment. Public comment is an opportunity for citizens to express opinions, raise concerns, and provide information to the city council. Comments presented during this segment should be related to city issues and not on items that are scheduled to be a public hearing on the same evening's agenda. If you wish to speak, please provide a request. Please sign the provided request sign-up sheet. Being sure to note the topic you wish to speak upon. When called to the podium, please begin by stating your name and address. You'll be given 5 minutes to speak unless otherwise directed. Please note comments criticizing city programs and operations are permitted during the segment. However, criticisms of individual city employees is not allowed during public comment period. Concerns regarding the city employees should be submitted in writing to the city's human resource manager for proper review. Thank you for cooperation. Sergeant Dyke, do you have anyone that signed the papers this evening? Thank you. This evening, first we have Susan Taylor tonight.
Hi, Susan Taylor, 924 Barton Loop. I just wanted to thank whoever came up with the cleaning up of our sidewalks, the streets, for getting all the weeds out and It just looked so nice and it was so fun watching somebody else have it do that. So, it was great. And then Third Street looks amazing, especially driving out there tonight. It was like so nice seeing the line. And not having to dive potholes. It was great. The other concern I have is that, living on Riverside, I've got that gate at the end of, well, somebody took it up last week, I guess, just totally, completely annihilated me, and I was just kind of curious as to when that was gonna get replaced, and it's still not blocked off. There's some tape across there, but somebody went through and took the roadblock, I don't know what you call them, those things that can hold up, and they took the tape and it's down, so really anybody could still drive over it, no problem. So I just feel that that's a concern, and then, also another thing, we're starting to see more semis coming down Riverside again, where had stopped for a while. I guess it was a QR code that was put up, and Terry said that QR code is gone. So I don't know what we can do about it, but it's hard on those drivers, because there's just not any way for them to turn around. They have to back up. And yes, we know trucking, learning to back up is always a good thing, but that's a long way to back up. So that's something. Anyway, but thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Josiah Barron.
Josiah Barron, Umatilla Chamber of Commerce, 100 Klein Avenue. Several things, so I'll try to keep it quick but not talk too fast. First, I just wanted to thank the city once again really quickly of, Dave mentioned Fishing the Brave this Saturday, and the city's always been a big supporter of Fishing the Brave. Whether it's being the title sponsor or a dinner catered by GG Smokehouse Catering, or just providing the use of the marina and all the logistics that Parks and Rec has helped out as well. And city council, who often show up to support the event. Just wanted to say thank you for that. And Tony's always been glad to work with the chamber, and it's been great to work with him. And once again, Race Days, he's going to be providing the box lunches, and GG Smokehouse Catering is the dinner. So keeping it local all around. And yes, there will be about 130 veterans for the 10th anniversary this year. And then also, just another quick thank you about Trick or Treat. It's always good to collaborate with the city. I know I still have not come through City Hall, because even as I get more volunteers, I'm still going all around. But from the pictures, I thought you did really good, and from all the people that I interacted with, they seem to be having a good time, and so did the businesses. Congratulations again to Race Days for winning the business decorating contest with their Alice in Wonderland. If you did not get a chance to go in there, take a look at the pictures, because they did a fabulous job, as well as the other businesses that participated as well. Then I believe I mentioned it last month, but the Umatilla Chamber, we're partnering with the Blue Mountain Small Business Development Center for a customer service and hospitality workshop for small businesses. And the first class is this week, Thursday, November 6th at the chamber. And then we'll also be offering one in Spanish that will be the following Thursday on November 13th. And both of these are taught by Laura Torres, one of the small business development business advisors. And I'll have the flyer for you, Nancy. And then the other thing, keep in mind, hot off the press, because I just talked with her today. So next Saturday at noon, mark your calendars. Isabel's Antojitos will be having there will be the grand opening and ribbon cutting for the new business over there, and Isabel is super excited for that. And the last thing I wanted to mention is if you had not seen that the Wall Street Journal featured Umatilla in an article. They did an article about, it's called What Happened When Small Town America Became a Data Center USA. So they were doing a project about data centers coming into small communities and what different changes, growth, maybe positive or negative, different things, but just what's happening to the community. And the journalist actually came all the way over here to Umatilla and visited for a few days. And I know talked with Mr. Stockdale and Heidi as well, and a few other people, key stakeholders in the community, as well as I believe Assistant Manager Morgan over there in Hermiston. But interesting read if you want to take a look at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josiah.
This time I've got a couple of letters here to read into the record. First of this evening is from Josie Salas. My name is Josie Salas. I live at 39 Diablo Court in Umatilla. I'd like to share a comment regarding the planning commission appointment from October 21st meeting agenda. I believe it's really important to consider applicants who are genuinely invested in our community. Alexa has lived in Umatilla for just over a year, and while that might seem like not a long time to some city council members, she has been connected to this community for much longer. She has worked here for years, and her children have been attending school in Umatilla even before her family officially moved here. When people who care about our community aren't given a chance to get involved, it hurts the spirit of civic engagement. Seeing dedicated and capable residents overlooked can make others think twice about stepping up to help. We don't have a large pool of people applying for these positions, so it's even more important to welcome and encourage those who are willing to step up and serve. Thank you for your time, Josie Salas. Mrs. Dietrich, would you like to read this one yourself if you're here in attendance? You want to read it? You want me to read it? You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Okay. This is dated October 20th, 2025. I'd like to publicly thank Darren Dufflock for all of his hard work for promoting the police bond, and thank you, Councilor President. Police bond is definitely needed in Umatilla. Also, thank you to police department staff and Umatilla councilors. It is great to see all the community members who support this bond. You are helping improve our community. This is written in all caps and in bold. I ask that if you have not voted yet on a police bond, please vote yes. Sincerely, Mary Dean. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Next letter here is from Brenda Bungard on 438 Pendleton Street. Sorry I cannot be there tonight. It's the last week of middle school volleyball. I agree that a town hall is an excellent idea. I would further comment that I believe the first topic should be sidewalks on Washington and Jefferson Street, as Ms. Sykes suggested should be our first highlighted topic. The citizens, property owners on those streets should receive a written invitation to the town hall. The site should be able to state her case about the bus costs to those citizens on those streets. Then the city should be able to explain why there were no sidewalks when those houses were built. Just looking at sidewalks versus no sidewalks, I would guesstimate that sidewalks were included in subdivision buildings in the late 80s and early 90s in Umatilla. However, when subdivisions are built, the sidewalks are part of the construction cost of that subdivision. Sidewalks later become the property owner's responsibility, clearing the snow and such. If a person is hurt on the property owner's section of sidewalk, the property owner should be sued. I remember as a kid growing up on the Grand, sidewalks were added to older neighborhoods and the bill was sent to the property owners. There were some very unhappy people. Sidewalks added to a neighborhood also can make a logistical change to the property owners within negating any particular parking that they may have done. The property owner would need to change to parallel parking in the street. Sidewalks are normally 4 to 5 inches taller than the street. That may mean the property owner would need to change the elevation of sprinklers and have additional dirt hauled in there so there's no tripping hazard between the yard and the sidewalk. Then there's RV parking. Someone may have a large RV on that sidewalk, is going to shorten their parking distance, and they may have to change a fence line. When added that after the fact, the property in the area have existing sidewalks, or sorry, existing driveways. So the ramp design would need to match the current driveways so that the owners don't incur a cost there. This is also much the engineering cost would rise for the project as each piece of property would be looked at individually. These are all things the property owners need to know upfront. Plus, I realize they were enterprise funds that may or may not be able to cover the cost of sidewalks in the neighborhood. If enterprise funds cannot cover those costs, the people in those neighborhoods need to be apprised beforehand that they may get a bill for said sidewalks. And the last letter for this evening is dated Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Good evening, everyone. My name is Crystal Wyatt, and I live at 130 Van Buren Drive in Umatilla, Oregon. I am unable to attend the meeting due to a prior engagement, but I wanted an opportunity to express my concerns to all of you regarding the appointment to the open position on planning commission. Due to health issues, I was unable to attend the last council meeting on Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. However, I did watch the video and as a result have filed a complaint with the city of Umatilla concerning comments made by Mayor Kate McSlay. Over the past several years, many community members have approached me about continuing my involvement with the city of Umatilla, either through Parks and Rec, City Council, or Planning Commission. I was raised to offer assistance, guidance, and support whenever possible. When this recent position opened up on the Planning Commission, I saw an opportunity to again serve my community for over 40 years. Unfortunately, Mayor Seifeld was not a good choice for this position, which is his right. However, it does not necessarily bring up misinformation concerning my record with the city. To have Mayor Seifeld throw out a topic he does not have an understanding of in a public meeting was unnecessary, unethical, and ignorant. The time needed to accurately share my complete record to the city would take more than the permitted 5 minutes to talk during public input at this meeting. It seems that taking just one piece of the puzzle that is a person's life gives the entirety picture needed from Mayor's side. I wholeheartedly disagree and would like to add just one piece of the puzzle for my own consideration. The fact that a fellow council members whom I have known for over 30 years would like to see my appointment to a position on the planning commission speaks volumes. Umatilla is my home, my children's home, and my grandchildren's home. My hope is that with my experience, knowledge, and openness, I can help make Umatilla the best little town on the Columbia River. I would like the chance to serve my community. Sincerely, Crystal Wyatt. That concludes the public comment period for this time. This time, is there any questions currently on the action item 7.1 or the consent agenda? No questions at this time. Looking for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve consent agenda item 7.1, October 21st minutes.
Thank you for your motion, sir. Could we get a second motion, please?
Mr. Mayor, I would second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. McLean. Any further questions before we continue? Looking for a roll call this time, Ms. Campbell.
Counselor Funderburk,
Aye.
Counselor Duffloff,
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor McLean.
Aye.
Thank you very much. The motion carries. Moving on now to 9.1, the second reading and adoption of ordinance number 881. Any questions on that from council this time? None? Okay, this time we're looking for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I would make a motion that we have second reading and adoption of ordinance 881. Second reading and adoption of ordinance 881 by title only.
Thank you, Mr. McLean. Can you get a second motion, please?
I'll second that.
Thank you very much. Can you get a roll call this time, Ms. Campbell?
Counselor Funderburk,
Aye.
Counselor Duffloff,
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor McLean.
Aye.
Ordinance number 881, an ordinance amending chapter 9 of the City of Umatilla Comprehensive Plan to include language outlined in the 2025 Economic Opportunity Analysis.
Thank you very much, Ms. Campbell. At this point now, we're moving on to 9.2, resolution number 13, 2026. Is there any questions on that from council at this time? Dave, is there anything you'd like to present?
No, this is an item that council has seen multiple times before. You guys gave us authority to apply for this one back in May of 2024. We worked through the design process, we actually have the RFP out for construction now, just waiting federal permits, and so this gives us the authority to execute the loan.
Fantastic. Is there any further questions from council this time? At this time, we're looking for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, we approve new business item 9.2, resolution number 13-2026.
Thank you very much. Can we get a second to the motion, please?
I'll second that.
Thank you for your second. Can we get a roll call, please, Ms. Campbell?
Counselor Funderburk,
Aye.
Counselor Duffloff,
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor McLean.
Aye.
Thank you very much. That motion carries. Moving on now to 9.3, resolution number 14-2026, resolution declaring certain property of the Umatilla, city of Umatilla to be surplus and authorize disposal of said property. Is this one to Zach, Dave?
Let's again.
I'll take it, although none of this equipment is mine. It's a combination of the police department and public works. They have gone through their inventory. We usually do this once every year or two and clear out old inventory. So the list in front of you is what they intend to surplus through a combination of either auction or sealed bid.
Thank you very much. Is there any questions from council this time? Yeah, no questions. We're currently looking for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, we approve new business item 9.3, resolution number 14-2026.
Thank you for your motion, sir. Can we get a second to the motion, please?
Mr. Mayor, I would make a motion that, I would second the motion.
Thank you. Can we get a roll call, please, Ms. Campbell?
Counselor Funderburk,
Aye.
Counselor Duffloff,
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor McLean.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Motion carries. Moving on now to our second public comment night. Sergeant Dyke, is there any additional commenters? Okay, it's time we're moving on now to the mayor's message. I have something I'd like to read this evening. I respect Mrs. Ryan's concerns. I am not personally or negatively had any interactions with her. However, just as she has spent much of her life in Umatilla, I've also spent the vast majority of my life here as well. When I was only 13 years old, when the news reports were publishing information about Mrs. Vandenberg, what she was known as at the time, losing her license. It was a confusing and troubling thing for students in Umatilla. Many of my friends had family or friends who were related to the student she'd had sex with. Rumors of students that she'd had sex with were rampant. It was a very scary time and a scary thing to be a middle schooler and think about the people that we trusted, teachers having sex with students. This was an impactful situation in my life. I can only imagine the way that it impacted and likely continues to impact those directly involved. I try my best to be respectful and careful in the comments regarding the meeting, as I believe Ms. White does, has done a lot to pass her history, and I didn't want to open old wounds where she has been impacted by her actions. I do not know the information about her because of information that I've been given improperly. I know it because it was all over the news when I was a teenager. I remember it being on TV and articles being shared from friends. Even now, a quick Google search still shows the article on a national site, the Huffington Post. It's still on Keeper News' site as well. When I recognized her name, spelling is quite unique, I did ask around and I learned that she remarried and had a new name. I just wanted to be sure that I remembered things correctly, so I pulled up the TSPC case. The information on any sanction for educators public. Here is Ms. Scannaball's public document here. I have it linked in my article here if you'd like to read it. I can provide you later. While it's great that she believes that history does not matter, as mayor, I'm not comfortable putting someone in a leadership position in our community who has lost a professional license for a collusion of law that stated, and I quote, Crystal Star Vandenberg engaged in sexual conduct with one or more students and provided alcohol to underage students, end quote. Further, as reported in the news media and included in the TSPC public report, Ms. Scannaball wrote, and I quote, no jail time for me, and that's only because of luck, ellipses, no witnesses coming forward, He said he was of legal age, but he lied. I just can't help wanting those hot young boys, ellipses, and they want me. Who am I to spoil a young man's fantasy? Damn, end quote. I would like you to think of what it was like to hear the quote on the news as a 13-year-old boy about a teacher I've known since kindergarten. It was shocking. 2 meetings in a row when Councilors DeFlotte and Funderburk fought over Mrs. Wyant to be appointed, while I suspected the rest of the council may not have known her history. I know that Mrs. Funderburk taught with her for a number of years, and I know Mr. DeFlotte had children my age when that story was reported far and wide. I understand that I may be a minority for wanting to ensure that people we appoint to commissions are not only will not potentially cause harm in the community or connect our city to conduct that is unacceptable. However, as mayor, one of my few remaining roles, given the limits that have been placed upon me by the council, is making appointments recommendations. The council is within its rights to refuse my appointments, as they've done twice now for Alexa Loudon. However, I will not recommend anyone who has ever had proven public and documented history of sexual misconduct with students in the role of teacher to be appointed to a position of leadership in our commissions. Moving forward, I do think it would be prudent for us to include a character question for our commissions. Something along the lines of, have you ever been a have you ever had a criminal conviction or professional license revoked or voluntarily invalidated due to misconduct? Thank you for your time.
Well said, Katie.
At this time, we'd have council information and discussion. Councilmember Funderburk.
I'm sorry? Is it my time? I
Yes.
don't understand.
Yes, it's your time.
Like public, or
Yep.
for the end?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know we'd gone through, no. Okay. I just wanted to say that I'm very excited about the, Fish in the Break on Saturday. And I also, some people, a teacher that's new to our, school, she brought her kids to the trick or treat on Main and, or on 8th Street, and she said that it was even better than the one in Kennewick, the one they had there. So, that made me feel very happy, and she just was very safe for her young kids, and, so I just wanted you guys to know that she really raved about that, and, so I appreciate all you guys did. I wish I could have made it to see everything, but, thank you. And, oh, and I couldn't believe it when I was going all the way through town and all the extras going through town. Like setting up little, trunk or treat in another area. I mean, it's become huge. Yeah, almost makes me to have little kids again, but, love it. So thank you. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilmember DeFlotte.
Wow. I don't believe that this is the right forum to air. You can record me all you want to, Violet. I don't believe that this is the right forum to air something that happened many years ago. While it was impactful to our community, yes. Do I believe that things happen and things change over the course of many years? Yes. I know people that's in this community right now that have made grave mistakes, and they're still very productive in our community. If we continue to not allow people to progress in society, then we're only creating the worst society. That makes sense to you. And to bring up all that stuff, it is just completely unnecessary in a public forum that just really doesn't need to be said. I think it exposes ourselves to a position of liability as the city, that I don't agree with. And I wouldn't do it to anybody. In particular, I may say things, but I don't identify that person. It's not, I don't feel I have the right to identify that person. So, with that in mind, wow. Again, I just think that it shows your lack of maturity, sir. On a side note, Fishing the Brave, fantastic event. I'm really glad to support that, and I think that's a great thing. Street repairs in McNary, thank you very much. It looks great. I like that. Mary Dietrich, thank you very much for your support. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you for comments, Mr. Fluff. I'm sorry, to hear that. So that, thank you for comments, Mr. Fluff. Ms. McMillan.
Just kind of short and sweet tonight. Gotta say congratulations, Umatilla girls soccer. They won 3-2 state champ. So, that's pretty awesome. They're doing so good this year. The trunk or treat was awesome. It was a lot bigger than normal. There's so many kids that I didn't even recognize down there. So there's places from everywhere coming. And I always hear the best things about ours versus like Hermiston and everything. So it was just an awesome thing they did. I agree, Third Street looks amazing. So smooth going and not have to worry about potholes and all kinds of stuff. And I don't have to worry about as much my son riding his motorcycle down there and hitting those things. But, and also, I don't know if anybody's seen this, but somebody told me they saw a sighting of the cougar, Rio Cinda area, like down, like the hill or something. I was told there was a sighting somewhere down there. And I swear I may have seen of nature trail areas like a year or so ago. Kind of, it wasn't a deer and it was too big to be a cat, but just beware if it's true, just be cautious. Kind of, I'm down that way, but anyways, that's all I have.
Councilmember McMillan.
So my kid, he didn't go down to the trick or treating thing, but we did. My wife wanted to see it, so we came down and we took the tour. It actually was really good, so good job to everybody involved in that. And I got a question. So I know that Scott last time said something about, the weather and the paving on Madison and some of those areas up there. At the end of Pierce, right before it goes to power line, there's this really sharp drop right before you hit power line. Is there any way that can kind of be leveled out just a bit? I have a feeling that when it gets icy, in later months here, that cars are gonna hit it and kind of slide pretty substantially. And I don't know if that was something that could maybe just be tapered out a little bit better.
Scott, Scott, are you available to answer?
Sure. Yeah, I can certainly reach out to I know what you're talking about. I crossed them today when I was up looking at everything. I hope you can hear me okay, but yeah, we can certainly reach out to the contractor and see if there's a way to get that transition a little less, little steep. Yeah, we can certainly reach out to them, see what their thoughts are on it.
All right, really appreciate it, but that's all I got. But thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McLean.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, so Chamber City, thank you for a wonderful, trick or treat on 6th. Echoing everybody's, saying, gigantic, increase in number of people. Fun evening. I walked through really early and got out of the way and, followed the sergeant. Well, actually, I was behind the sergeant, following a way to not get out of town. So learned that one. Beforehand, thanks for Fishing the Brave. It's great to see the organization working together. Thanks everybody for being here this evening, and thanks everybody that voted today. If you got that done, so they have no comments.
Didn't even think about that. Thanks for your comments, Bruce. At this time, we are looking at going a motion to go into our executive session.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to leave our regular session and enter into executive session.
Thank you very much. Can you second the motion, please?
I'll second that.
Thank you kindly. It's time to get a roll call.
Counselor Funderburk,
Aye.
Counselor Duffloff,
Aye.
Counselor Katie McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor Dennis McMillan,
Aye.
Counselor McLean.
Aye.
City Council will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 1926602E to authorize the executive session to be considered a real property of action. Representatives of the news media and city manager Stockdale and the department director shall be permitted to attend the executive session. All other members of the audience will be asked to leave the room. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report on or otherwise disclose any deliberations or anything said about those subjects during the executive session, except to state the general topic of the session as previously announced. No decision will be made during the executive session. At the end of the executive session, we will return to open session and welcome the audience back.